Log into Vozcast.
Don't forget to record.
Don't forget to record. Yes. Wirecast virtual. Okay. Hello. Okay, that's way too soft. Let's try that. Hello. Hello. Why is it so soft? Hold on. God damn it, I'm gonna be pissed.
When aren't you pissed?
Everything would have been fine if I didn't have to reinstall Windows for their, because they're too fucking lazy to do their job right.
I know that was a rhetorical question.
Okay, so testing. Okay, why is my... I see the problem, but I don't know the solution. Wirecast. Okay, come on, you fucker. Testing. Okay, so what the hell? Audio inspector. Testing. Testing. No, I don't want that. Testing. Okay. What the fuck is the problem? I had everything... this just... Everything was set up on this thing the way I wanted it. Alright, let me see what you guys have to say.
About what?
Hold on.
What, do you need me to just talk randomly for a couple of seconds?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out why my output on this is so weak. It shouldn't be. Because it's strong going in. Alright, let's try that. Okay. Let's try that. Try that. Now let's try it. Where are you? We're going to be a little late, but there's nothing I can do to avoid that. Alright.
Ah! I'm sorry. I don't know why it's doing it, because on the middle fucking setting it doesn't even work.
I don't know what to tell you.
God damn it. Yeah, because it's not buzzing right now.
At this rate, we're not going to even get off the ground because my output is way too... Let's try that.
How's that?
Fine.
Hold on.
Leave it right there.
Hold on. I may have solved the problem. I may have solved the problem.
Me too.
Good.
What the hell?
Fix your shit.
Sorry, that was me.
No.
Mute this shit.
All of a sudden, it's dead. That's
better than Reagan.
But not Reagan's politics. Ayo!
Hold on.
I don't know, Cantor would disagree with you there. Or would that be David Pratt, actually?
Hold on. Alright, so... Okay. So close. Testing. Okay, what the fuck is going on now? I have out... Alright, I'm gonna try it one more time. Alright, testing. Okay, now it's not outputting at all. I'm just...
Damn straight we are.
Psh, I don't know who the hell you're talking about, Pool. You don't pose with hot chicks.
All right.
Yeah.
Hold on. I think
It's
Cordell's
because
trying
you're
to...
not cute and fluffy.
All right. Hold on. Okay. We're almost ready. I'm sorry. I know we're late. Um,
I do have to
Cordell.
work tonight. I don't know if I mentioned that.
No, but that's okay. We'll make sure you get out on time.
Okay.
It's... All right. Okay. So I think we're on. I need to open up Mix. I'm trying out Kim's program. It's free, so it's like, what the fuck? I don't care.
Yeah. At least you're not out any money. Interesting.
Okay,
Wait.
so enable live broadcast. Testing. Come on. Okay. Come on, you. Okay. Output master. Let's try that. Hey. Send it to something I'm not listening to. Okay. So, can I ask a favor from... Well, we got to get going. All right. Box check is good. Everyone mute. We're going live. Wait, let me make sure we're recording.
Attention, people of Earth.
What's going on
Attention,
there?
people of Earth. Do not be alarmed. Stand by for an important message. Stand by for an important message.
And now, Mike Check Radio with Adam Hebert.
Oh, please let it be fantastic.
Of course!
Yes. It's rather good, isn't it?
Hey, I'm just enjoying the show.
Inconceivable! I can't take it anymore!
There's no need for that attitude.
Don't make me go to the larder and unseal a tin of whoop ass.
We came, we saw, we kicked its ass.
How freaking cool is that shit?
Great Scott! I reject your reality and substitute my own.
Nice, right? I learned that one from you, guy. Bang it out.
We are going live. Yeah. Feel free to hang around for a while.
Oh, God, this makes me happy.
Live on all the interwebs and internets, it's Mike Check Radio with Adam Hebert.
All right, I'm getting some sort of distortion from someone that wasn't there before.
It's not me. I was muted.
I am not hearing anything, dude.
You're not hearing me?
Well, I'm hearing you.
Yeah,
and I'm hearing
we're hearing you.
John, but I'm not hearing any distortion.
All right, well, let's see here. Can't hurt to go through. And... Hello? Okay, so we're having problems with the, looks like we're having problems with, Skype.
Wonderful. Okay, so how are we gonna swing this?
Okay, there we go. I'm gonna try adding it to the call, but it keeps telling me it doesn't even try. It just hangs up on you. All right, I'm gonna hang up. And I'll try again. Okay.
140.
All right, so we're back. Sorry about that. No more. I keep trying to add Cordell, but it keeps failing automatically. So.
God damn it.
Add to call. All right. Anyway, this is Mike. I am so sorry for the issues that we're experiencing. Mike, I had some computer problems this week. I had to reinstall Windows. So all those settings I labored mightily to save and preserve got wiped out. Hi, John's dog. So, yeah. Not super happy. But we'll do what we can. Joining me as always out of the great city of Baltimore, Maryland, Mr. Robert Poole.
When are you happy?
I am happy more often than you think.
Okay. I'll accept that.
I just, hold on. I gotta dial down Skype. We're going to dial you guys down to a -2 decibels and see how that works. And see if that kind of makes you on par with me. And also joining us, the great state of Montana, the king of Montana himself.
Yeah.
John Kendall. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Sorry about throughout the night you should hear dog barks. I am continuously pounding on the window to get them to shut up. It wouldn't be so bad if we didn't have the beagle, but since beagles are part of the hound family, yeah, she bays. Anyway.
Sorry about that. Like
We'll
I
make fun
said,
of it anyway.
things are all kind of cattywampus, just like the Republican Party this week. Hey yo!
Oh, bazinga!
Thank you. And you know what's really pathetic, though? And this happened last night. It's really pathetic when a conservative shamelessly steals, a liberal joke and doesn't fail to realize why the joke doesn't apply to liberals. One of my conservative friends decided to try the stay KKK classy joke that I usually use. The joke being, of course, that after LBJ signed the Civil Rights Act, the racist Democrats became racist Republicans. He doesn't understand this. Either he's too.
Okay there, buddy?
Yeah. Okay. He may not understand time, but I do believe I understand one thing, and that is. The official Bloss screenwriter of the Stephanie Miller Show, Cordell Garrett, I believe is on with us now.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes. Don't do anything. We got you.
Thank you. Skype hates me tonight.
Do not move, Cordell. Stay in that exact same spot.
Yeah. Do not move. All right.
That's gonna hurt.
Not literally. Just don't mess with anything. Just whatever you did, it worked. But yeah, so as I was explaining, Cordell, things are a little cattywampus this week on my computer. I had to I had to basically do a fresh install of Windows, which means all those settings. I mean, don't get me wrong, it runs like a dream now. The problem is all those settings that I worked so hard to make just right are gone. So yeah.
My friend, I have been there on my old machine. I cannot tell you how many times I've had to reinstall Windows XP, which we used to call at my old job Windows Extra Pretty. So I feel your pain. I'm totally there with what you had to go through.
I believe we're also currently live on Liberal Justice. We should be live on Liberal Justice Radio. I suppose I should double check that just to be sure. We are live on YouTube. I can confirm that.
Yay!
Let's
with
double
your
check
fancy
this.
green screen.
Yeah, with my fancy green screen. Yes, we are on Liberal Justice.
Stephanie's got some competition now.
Damn straight. You know, if I really wanted to, I could also broadcast live from Captain America's underpants. Not that I would want to.
Why would you want to broadcast from a subpar hero's underpants?
Well, it was a joke. Captain America's not subpar.
Hey! King of Montana, I overrule all of you.
My name's on the show.
I designed the show's logo. Johnny 1, Adam 0.
Oh, isn't it great when nerds fight for superiority? But no,
I'm kind of like Catherine from the Vampire Diaries. I'm staying out of that.
Yeah, I'm just gonna stand over here and just watch the magic happen unfold as it in that.
Well, because you don't have any idea what's going on, Rob. You're oblivious most of the time.
Oh, is that what it is? I thought that was just him being normal.
Now, let's be honest. Rob's a good guy. Let's not make fun of him.
Yeah, Rob's decent. God damn it, there it goes again.
But
I just have to make my trap in the background.
Yeah, that's my Doberman.
All right,
you were saying something, Adam?
Yes, I was trying to say something. So what about that there Republican primary in Virginia this week?
Let me tell you, when I saw the breaking news on All In on Tuesday night, now you all, I only have one eye, so I had to go clean my glasses, make sure there was nothing in my eye, and I read that, I think maybe 4 or 5 times. My reaction to that was I went to go find My Beautiful Loser by Bob Yeager, and I just played that over and over and over again.
I think official Stephanie Miller rapper Macaroni put it the best way. Cantor down! Cantor down!
So wait, Cordell. I'm sorry. I didn't know this about you. You only have one eye?
That's correct. I'm completely blind in my left eye.
So you're basically our personal Nick. You're basically our personal Nick Fury, or Phil Ken 7.
I never really looked at it like that. Nick Fury minus the eye patch.
Yeah. Phil Ken 7.
Double entendre.
I like that. Rip shot for the host.
So
okay.
Yeah. The best part of this, the entire Cantor thing is, it came to as much of a surprise to us as it did to them.
Oh boy, was this...
If you sit down and look at it, and I had to turn to several different sources to find out, because I kept getting conflicting information that night, because I had people tell me, no, Virginia's a closed primary. Then I had other people tell me it was an open primary, and I had one person, I had a relative who lives in Virginia. I had several relatives who lives in Virginia. Matter of fact, in their same district. So okay.
Wait,
what was that?
I was trying to double check my settings, but it looks like my box isn't working right. So I'm gonna need a second to just okay.
See, this,
okay. This is why
This is where Jeopardy music comes in handy.
Yeah, it's long. Let's try this again. It's like working with the now I know how Han Solo feels when the Millennium Falcon breaks down.
Great shot, kid. That was 1 in a million.
All right, let's try this one more time. Box check for me, because obviously I've done something wrong.
1.21 gigawatts.
It's on. All right. I'm sorry about that. But no, his face must have been extra bitchy after when he found out. And I'm not. Look,
Chase Lounge.
Hold on. I just want to say this real quick. I know Rob is uncomfortable with me using that particular word, but this is a reference to a site called Eric Cantor's bitchface.tumblr.com. I'm not using.
In this case, I'm okay with the use of the word bitch.
I just wanted to explain
Eric Cantor is a bitch.
I just want to explain it to make sure everyone understands. I'm not using that, I think the problem most people have is when I use it in reference to people like Ann Coulter and Michelle Mulligan. And don't get me wrong, my opinion about them still hasn't changed, but I am being more self-conscious about making sure I'm not making other people uncomfortable. So, his face, I would have paid good cash money to see that bitch face of his.
Delicious tears.
and I think I can't confirm this, but I think a lot of Democrats crossed over and voted for Pratt just to screw it up. Because I called a couple relatives up in Virginia and asked them, I said, hey, did you guys vote tonight? And there's like, well, yeah. And so I asked them, I said, well, who did you vote for out of curiosity? And one of them came out saying, I ain't gonna lie, I voted for Cantor's opponent because I want to see the vote go down. And I'm like, are you serious? You actually did? He said, yeah, and your cousin and the oldest child did too. We did it just to make a statement. And so after I got off the phone with them, I'm like, holy crap. So you can't cross over it.
I heard that, Cantor tried to say that it was because of the Democrats interfering in the primary. And the New York Times pretty much proved that was wrong. There was some crossover, not enough to... No, it was because Cantor thought he was untouchable. He was like, I've got Coke money. I'm bulletproof, baby. And boy, was he wrong.
It's worse than that, actually. His internal polls basically showed him ahead by 30%. And he lost by 10.
That's what I don't understand. I think it was Rachel. She had a segment on the polling company that conducted those internal polls. And I'm sorry, but that polling company has a terrible track record at predicting winners. I would get very worried if my internal polls showed me 30, 40 points ahead. I'd be like, no, we got to have somebody independent verifying this.
Yeah, and the thing of it is, too, is this is a trend. Come on. We all remember back in 2012 when Romney thought he was going to win by a landslide. No, come election night, he was proven very wrong.
I'm afraid I've got some bad news.
Yeah, I gotta find that.
I would never forget the night, and I don't know what possessed me to do it, because y'all know I do not like to watch Fox if I can help it. But something kept telling me, let's see how Fox has reacted to President Obama's eventual victory. So I turned, and Turd Blossom was on the screen, and I'm talking about Karl Rove. He was talking about, Romney's gonna get Ohio, and then it's like, I have breaking news to report. We can confirm that President Obama has taken Ohio, and the look on Karl Rove's face is going to stay burned in my mind for the rest of my life. 'Cause I just remember, I fell out laughing in my bedroom. I'm like, he's losing it right here on the air. Oh my God!
I bet.
Remember and you have to remember too. He made Megan do the walk of shame to the I don't know, the tech guys or whatever, and to verify that in fact Ohio,
the basement dwelling computer nerds.
Yeah.
I just can't believe he was just sitting there trying to come up with all kinds of.
God damn it!
What'd I do?
No, I'm assuming it's dogs again.
All right. I was gonna say though, I bet you Karl Rove was sweating bacon grease. He's very
there's an image.
He's very porcine, is what I'm saying. But anyway, we're gonna try and make sure we give you the extra time we lost. Again, I apologize for that. There's nothing I could really do. I mean, like I said, I thought I had it set up. Yeah, my computer had different ideas. So, anyway, we'll be right back after this on Mike Check Radio with Adam here. I believe that now, just so you guys know, Kenny's birthday is tomorrow, and I haven't heard otherwise, so I'm assuming he's coming on for his normal shift. So we got to make sure to remember to wish him a happy birthday when he comes on. Anyway, we'll be right back after this on Mike Check Radio.
You're listening to Mike Check Radio with Adam Hebert, Wes Cascaden, Rob Poole, and John Kendall.
Yes, Master. How can this an eternal love God? Oh!
Enough of that. We don't have time for your long-winded self-introductions.
Mike Check Radio with Adam Hebert.
Hi, this is Kenny Pick from Turn Up the Night. Here are some of the hijinks you can expect from my show.
Also, news just recently came out about a 15-year-old girl, I think, over in the UK.
Yeah.
Who's only eating McNuggets, and this 15-year-old
get real sick.
Yeah, her tongue swelled up and she collapsed.
What's the technical medical term for eating nothing but chicken nuggets?
I think that would be suicide.
Turn Up the Night with Kenny Pick, streaming live every Tuesday and Friday from 7 to 10 p.m. Eastern at Radio or Not, Talk Radio 1, Progressive Blend Radio, and KennyPick.com.
You never know who or what you'll hear when you listen to the Nicole Sandler Show at RadioOrNot.com.
Bill Maher, you're here in Miami on Friday night. You're doing a show at the Fillmore at the Jackie Gleason Theater. They just renamed this theater the Fillmore. And they put up a couple of psychedelic posters. So I guess...
Was it the theater Jackie did his TV show from?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
What I hear they did is put up 2 of those old Bill Graham posters and renamed it.
Yeah, I can't think of 2 different icons of show business.
Yeah, really.
Bill Graham and Jackie Gleason.
Yeah, why they just didn't play up the Jackie Gleason aspect, I don't know. But then again, this is South Florida.
Right. Okay.
Welcome to it.
I feel warned.
The Nicole Sandler Show, live Monday through Thursdays at 10 a.m. Eastern, or podcast anytime at RadioOrNot.com.
Wrong one.
You're listening to Mike Check Radio. You're listening to Mike Check Radio with Adam Hebert, Wes Cascaden, Rob Poole, and John Kendall.
What an ass! He was grinning like an idiot the entire time. What's wrong with that guy?
Mike Check Radio with Adam Hebert.
The hell? My green screen's gone. What the hell?
The hell you say?
Oh, I had it set up too. God damn it. All right. We're back. And I'm sweating bullets like Karl Rove was.
Let's just hope it's not bacon bullets. Crazy bullets.
See, now y'all gonna make me hungry.
I bet his wife or whatever is there with a bowl of biscuits ready for that gravy.
Oh, that's a wife?
I don't know.
I would assume he does. Supposedly,
but you know what happens if you assume, Adam?
Yes. There we go. Hey, my Constitution is back. Anyway, we are back for segment number 2 of Mike Check Radio. Again, join me as always, Mr. Robert Poole out of City, Baltimore, Maryland, John Kendall out of Drummond, Montana, and the official Bloss screenwriter of the Stephanie Miller Show, Mr. Cardell Garrett out of North Carolina. So yeah, let's get to this. Let's in the great words of Judge Mills Lane, let's get it on. Because oh my God, that was just such a great moment in Schadenfreude. When I heard, I was like, holy shit! Because let me tell you, here's the thing: the Republicans are too stupid to get. With the teabaggers, they're playing with fire, and they're basically going to get burned. Yeah, they may get the Senate. They'll probably keep the House. They may take the Senate. This isn't good. This is gonna. But hold on, let me finish my thought, please. But this is going to come back to bite them in the ass in 2016 and 2020. I mean, I meant to talk about this last week, but we're going to go over the totally crazy Texas GOP platform. And if I were War, and I actually asked him on because I wanted to get his opinion on Cantor losing. If I were War, I would be sweating bullets because this is not a healthy thing.
I've told you. Well, like I told you personally, I don't think it's a big deal. He doesn't identify with his party that much. It's not that big of a deal to him. Kind of in the same way that I'm a Democrat, and technically, there are a lot of things that I don't like with the Democratic Party.
Well, but
I
here's
don't
my
really
thing.
have technically have an alternative to that.
If he's just pulling the lever reflexively for whoever has the R, despite knowing, I'm telling you, no sane person can look at what's happening in the GOP now and say this is a good thing. Again, Texas is probably going to go blue in 2020. Probably not 2016, but I would bet money 2020 it goes blue, because Hispanics are becoming a majority.
I totally see that happen.
Right. And this extremist crap, we'll go, like I said, we'll go over the 5 craziest planks in that platform later, but it's crazy. It's crazy.
Can I be the optimist? Can I be the optimist here for 1 second?
Sure.
Based on people that I've been talking to through various social platforms and even here on the ground, I'm very optimistic that we'll be able to keep the Senate. And I'll tell you why I'm very optimistic. Everybody is pretty much tired of the obstruction. And I always tell my people, I'm going to keep saying this till you get so sick of me that either you just don't talk to me anymore or you cut me completely out. But I'm going to keep reminding you to make sure that you go out and vote this November, because, we need to treat this election like it's a presidential election. We can't just sit out the midterms anymore. And I don't care how you feel about it. Yes, you stayed home, Democrats, in 2010 because you got pissed off that he didn't wield his Asgardian powers, fast enough to make the change that you want. I'm sorry. You cannot undo 30 years of Republican policies overnight. I don't care how strong of a person you are. He needs every one of us to go out and get him a Congress that he can work with. And we just did not live up to our responsibilities in 2010. That's the sad, hard reality of it.
Right. But if you look at the people who are winning these races, David Bratt, Joni Ernst, the hog lady, the lady who bragged about castrating hogs and said she wants to castrate Democrats. Okay, they literally can't.
That's what terrifies me.
They literally can't keep their crazy penis in their pants. They gotta whip it out, show everyone. They're basically exhibitionists. But
to impress your voters, helicopter dick.
I'm just saying.
Okay.
This might.
Mitch.
They're looking at short-term gain and long-term damage to their brand. And don't get me wrong, the sooner the Republican Party dies, the sooner once there's one party that runs DC, we could get to work fixing this hellhole, because America is literally becoming a hellhole. Our bridges are falling apart. Our roads have potholes in them. We got shootings every week. And it's all because of Republican obstructionism, and it's got to stop. And you know what? I have no problem. You know what? It's gonna suck if the Republicans take the Senate. If Joni Ernst ends up in the Senate, it's gonna suck for 2 years. I'll give you that. But that just means we come back in 2016 and we see, and we kick their fucking asses so hard. The next Joni Ernst will feel it. The next David Bratt will feel it.
It terrifies me to see people like Joni Ernst and David Pratt who have these extremist views, and they call themselves, and I put this in quotes, so-called Christians. I'm sorry. I've said this on the show before, but as a Christian, it makes me real angry to see people out there saying, this is how God wants us to treat your fellow man. Well, I'm sorry, the guy I've been reading about all my life, he would be absolutely horrified at the way these Republicans are acting in his name. I know I'm horrified every day. There's some days I wake up and I'm like, what kind of hell are they gonna put on us today? You know, and they never disappoint me. I'm not. I'm gonna be quite honest, guys. Nothing the Republican Party does shocks me anymore. I mean, I think I've seen every form of horror that they can inflict. I mean, short of declaring, folks like me, non-humans. I don't think there's nothing much more they can do that will horrify me anymore. I'm burned out on the Republican Party.
Be careful what you ask for there, because if anyone can deliver on that promise, it's them. I mean, come on, this is the same party this week where Rick Perry went to San Francisco of all places and compared gay sex to alcoholism.
Yeah. Did you see how I went to town on that? I said, hey, did you all know that I could cause you to be alcoholics? I love the response I got from people back on that.
Well, all right. So let's get started on this audio because there's some good stuff. I mean, this David Brat. I mean, if you listen to him, he's completely unprepared. And the sad thing is he's probably going to win just because of the letter next to his name. I mean, listen to this.
Let me competition, not less. Right. Yep.
Let me ask you a few other issue questions. We've talked a lot about immigration, for instance. Where are you on the minimum wage? Do you believe in it, and would you raise it?
Minimum wage, no, I'm a free market guy. Our labor markets right now are already distorted from too many regulations. I think Cato estimates, there's $2 trillion of regulatory problems. And then throw Obamacare on top of that. The work hours is 30 hours a week.
Yeah.
You can only hire, 50 people. There's just distortion after distortion after distortion, and we wonder why our labor markets are broken.
So should there be a minimum wage in your opinion?
Say it again?
Should there be a minimum wage in your opinion?
I don't have a well-crafted response on that one. All I know is if you take the long-run graph over 200 years of the wage rate, it cannot differ from your nation's productivity, right? So you can't make up wage rates, right? I would love for everyone in sub-Saharan Africa, for example, children of God, to make $100 an hour, right? I would love to just assert that would be the case, but you can't assert that unless you raise their productivity, and then the wage follows.
It sounds like you're making a case against.
You can mandate you.
So it sounds like you're making a case against a federal mandated minimum wage.
I'm just making the case I just made, which is that you cannot artificially make up wage rates.
Right.
They have to be related to productivity.
Let me ask you about
Rob, I thought I sent you that audio where he was like, I don't want to talk about policy, I just want to celebrate. Didn't I send that to you?
I don't think so.
Ah, shit. Let's see here. It's got to be around here somewhere. It probably is. It probably isn't, but let's see here. Yeah. Well, unfortunately, it's not there. But I will say that in one of his first interviews following his win. Oh, wait! I may have found it. I may have found it.
May have found it. I'll believe it when I hear it.
Okay, well, he basically was like, I don't want to talk policy, I want to just celebrate. This guy is completely unprepared to be a congressman.
Well, you can tell that from the clip.
And not only that, he calls himself an economist. And when I heard that, I started thinking about my favorite fictional president, Jed Bartlett, who was an economist. And I'm like, dude, how can you not know how the economy works? You're asking us to vote for you, to send you to Congress, to a branch of government where you're going to be responsible for helping us to pay our bills, and you don't want to tell us about where you stand on certain things. I mean, if you could just see me face palming right now.
Are we emphasizing the word con in economist?
Well, here's the thing.
If
I'm sorry.
He is going to Congress.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. He's an economist, but he doesn't realize productivity in America has gone up since 1970, and wages have gone down since that same time. This guy is an economist. He's basically an Ayn Rand fanboy. You know,
Right.
He's one of those people who think that if you're not, that if there's something wrong with the economy, it's because the poor are lazy slackers. You can't, these people, like I said, he's not qualified for this position. And the sad thing is he's probably going to win because there's stupid people out there who just, they were raised Republican like war, so they just pulled a lever. Oh, he's got the R next to his name. Look, if there were a Republican who had policy positions I agreed with, I would consider voting for him or her. Of course, that's not possible in the current...
I'm in the same place.
It's not possible anymore because they run those people out of the party. They get teabagged out. Eric Cantor lost because he was too liberal. And this is a guy who has obstructed President Obama every step of the way.
Yeah, he founded the Young Guns, and he was too liberal for their taste. I mean, come on, seriously. If you're too extreme for the Tea Party, I'm sorry, this nation is in big trouble.
Well, it's like
I'm
I
afraid
said.
I've got some bad news.
Yes, I'll find it. It's like I pointed out on Facebook a couple of nights ago. I think it might have been last night. I said that swapping out Cantor for Brad is like swapping out what was it? Stalin for Attila the Hun, or it might have been Attila the Hun for Stalin, because if you can't use Hitler.
I remember that. Because I said, well, you could add Serpentor in there too.
Yeah, and I said that.
I believe we have some John. I believe we have some John Stewart audio that goes along with that idea.
John Stewart rips Obama? No, that's not it. Do you remember the title? Because it's not here.
Should be. Eric Cantor lost, killed compromise, as if there were any left.
Let me see. It wasn't in the Dropbox.
It's in there.
Adam.
Yes.
It was swapping out Hannibal Lecter for Attila the Hun.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Although I have to come to the defense of Hannibal Lecter because Hannibal Lecter is amazing. That's my only defense is Hannibal Lecter is amazing.
Why is this stuff not getting in my box?
Did you sweet talk it first?
Starfleet Command, we have a problem.
Well, I mean...
Breathe.
I'm so...
Danger, Adam Hebertson. Danger.
No, I'm okay. I'm just...
Sensors indicate a problem, Captain.
I just...
Do a barrel roll!
All right, there we go.
I have no...
Hold on. I just need to alphabetize my rack. Not what I'm thinking.
That's what...
Adam is going from an A cup to a D cup.
All right.
He's getting cat calls on the street. Hey.
Here is Eric Cantor, or not Eric Cantor. Here's John Stewart on Eric Cantor.
But first, we're all familiar with the hyperbole of the 24-hour news cycle with the breaking news. We found the plane. We didn't find. Sorry. It's a styrofoam cup. Sorry. But yesterday, it finally lived up to the hype.
Stunning, epic upset in Virginia.
House Majority Leader Eric Cantor has now lost his GOP primary to Tea Party activist David Bratt.
An underdog victory on behalf of an unfunded newcomer.
This is simply unprecedented.
A history-making surprise.
David over Goliath times 1,000.
1,000! This is what you need to do. You need to take the biblical struggle of Israel's future king David as he, armed with but a slingshot, slayed a literal giant whose very name has become synonymous with large things, and multiply that by 1,000. No. I even think that's understating it. That was last night's Republican primary in Virginia's 7th District, where political newcomer David Bratt defeated the sitting House Majority Leader, and I can only assume future millionaire lobbyist, Eric Cantor. Cantor was basically the 4th most powerful Republican in Washington behind Mitch McConnell, John Boehner, and an AR-15 that fires baby eagles dressed like Jesus.
All right, and I should point out that Eric Cantor was the only non-Christian member of the GOP caucus. That's how extreme these people are. If you're not Christian, you're not welcome in the GOP.
Well, you have to remember, these are people that they obsess about that America is a Christian nation. And, damn, I hate to get away from the Jon Stewart audio, but Tom DeLay actually believes that Cantor's loss is a sign.
Well, we'll get to that. Let's go through the Stewart audio. We'll get to that though. As soon as but here, so cut to.
How the hell did this happen?
He had all the name recognition. He outspent his opponent 40-1 and still lost by an astounding 11 points.
Cantor's campaign spent more at steakhouses than Bratt spent on his entire campaign.
Well, that makes sense. It's very hard to conduct your campaign when you got the meat sweats.
Right. My budget platform. Lord have mercy.
Let me ask you a question there. Who is this David Bratt fella?
He is a college economics professor.
A 3.4 rating out of 5 on RateMyProfessors.com. Students also gave him a chili pepper, meaning he's considered pretty hot, as in good looking.
Looks like Congress has a new McDreamy. Step aside, Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders. All right. I like what I'm seeing here from this fella, but is he more than eye candy?
The reason we won this campaign is there's just one reason, and that's because dollars do not vote. You do.
Wow. I love the sentiment, although a certain Supreme Court might disagree with you. But I like the cut of his jib. What else you got there, fella?
Luke 18:27. Jesus replied, "What is impossible with man is possible with God."
Did not see that coming.
This is a miracle from God. We believe in God who gave us this miracle today. I love every single person that God made on this planet.
We get it. You beat a Jewish guy. We get it. Fine. We're not as chosen as we thought we were, okay?
Damn. That's just good stuff. All right, cut 3.
How is this cat too liberal?
Immigration reform, that is the issue that Dave Bratt tried to hammer Eric Cantor with in the past few months.
And it is time to provide an opportunity for legal residence and citizenship for those who are brought to this country as children and who know no other home.
Communist! Get back back in your hybrid car that runs on NPR tote bag compost and old Lilith Fair posters and whatever the byproducts of steak are. How did you spend $168,000 on steak? I mean, how many sides can you order? There's cream spinach, hash brown. Let me ask you a question, Eric Cantor. The tower of seafood that you ordered at the steak place, was Rapunzel living at the top of it? Because that's all right. So 65,000 people in one congressional district in Virginia have overthrown a clearly arrogant and unsuspecting incumbent. Really hard to draw any broader lessons considering Lindsey Graham, who's more supportive of immigration reform than even Cantor, easily defeated his Tea Party opponents. And then again, I don't have 24 hours of news to fill, so to the broader lesson mobile.
The voters are simply angry.
People don't like the status quo.
The big message for Washington is that nothing is going to get passed in any form of legislation.
There's no chance for compromise. Compromise, forget about it.
Immigration reform is now dead in Congress.
I think it's even better.
It's going to be very dangerous now for a Republican to talk to Democrats.
Oh, no! Congress's current golden age of cooperation and productiveness is over. We'll be right back.
It's been dangerous. It's been dangerous for a Republican to talk to a Democrat since 2010. Where are these people who are saying it's going to be dangerous? It's been dangerous. Dick Lugar got kicked out of the Republican Party because he worked with President Obama during his time in the Senate on securing loose nukes. I don't know about you guys, but I like the idea of nuclear weapons being secured. Am I crazy?
If they go off, we're not going to notice it because we'll be dead.
I'm just saying, since when was wanting to live a liberal position? That's what I don't get with these schmucks. I don't get these schmucks.
These people give me a headache. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I've got a headache right behind my eye. Alright, so... Yeah. All right, so we're going to come back to talk more about this. We got some news about the switch over from Liberal Justice Radio to Indie Media Weekly Radio. We'll talk about that when we come back. And we'll talk about the shooting in Las Vegas, because I think this is finally going to be the smoking gun. The Tea Party can't shake these punks now. Sorry. But they just can't. So we will be right back after this on Mike Check Radio with Adam Hebert.
You're listening to Mike Check Radio with Adam Hebert, Wes Cascaden, Rob Poole, and John Kendall.
So what do you say? You ready to change the world?
No. I'm ready to kick some ass.
That works too.
Mike Check Radio with Adam Hebert.
Attention, people of Earth.
What's going on
Attention,
there?
people of Earth. Do not be alarmed. Stand by for an important message. Stand by for an important message.
And now, Mike Check Radio with Adam Hebert.
Oh, please let it be fantastic.
Of course.
Yes. It's rather good, isn't it?
Hey, I'm just enjoying the show.
Inconceivable!
I can't take it anymore! There's no need for that attitude.
Don't make me go to the larder and unseal a tin of whoop ass.
We came, we saw, we kicked its ass.
How freaking cool is that shit?
Great Scott! I reject your reality and substitute my own.
Nice, right? I learned that one from you, guy. Bang it out.
We are going live. Yeah. Feel free to hang around for a while.
Oh, God, this makes me happy.
Live on your computer machine.
A man with breathtaking anger management issues.
It's Adam Hebert with Mike Check Radio.
And we're back. I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say I think that one day soon Rob's gonna have himself his own show.
Someone's grumpy.
That's nuts.
That's not me.
That's
Adam.
not. I'm not saying that to make fun of you. I'm just saying that if you have all these ideas, use them. Use them.
Boys, I hate to see you fight. You both look cute.
We're
and
not
pretty. Let's kiss
fighting.
some-
Cordell's turning into the Mrs. Garrett of our show. That's an old... Oh my God. How old is that show? How old is The Facts of Life? But no, my point is, Rob, you have these ideas. Use them. You know,
I'm lazy.
Huh? Oh,
I'm
you're
lazy.
lazy.
And unlike other people, he's got a job.
Yeah, stupid jobs. Well, I'm just...
They took our jobs.
But I will say, joining me as always, out of the great city of Baltimore, Maryland, the guy who thinks he's running the show, Robert Poole.
It's not my fault that bumper music sucks.
Don't... Also joining me, the guy who does not want to get involved in this argument, Mr. John Kendall.
You take the good, you take the bad, and there you have it. My opening statements.
Thank you. And also joining us...
Hashtag Family Guy.
Also joining us, the Mrs. Garrett of Mike Check Radio with Adam Hebert. The official blog screenwriter of the Stephanie Miller Show, Cordell Garrett out of North Carolina.
So somebody take me back to Mystic Falls, please. I stand a better chance with Damon and Stefan.
I will say, though, just so everyone knows, the transition to Indie Media Weekly Radio has been delayed for another week due to unforeseen upgrades. Well, the upgrade's still going on. Go figure. But we will be transitioning hopefully next week. Also, just so you know, Jacob Dean is taking a hiatus from Filthy Free Radio. Apparently he has to go find one of those fancy job thingamajiggers. And so, yeah, we need new blood. We need fresh bodies. So yeah. All right, so let's get back to this Cantor thing because this is great. So of course the Tea Party's happy because like I said, they've got the GOP wrapped around their little finger, and the GOP is like, hey,
Right, they scored a scalp.
Yeah,
they scored a scalp.
You know. And I will say this, if we do lose both this House and if we don't get the House back and we lose the Senate, I guarantee you that they will draft articles of impeachment against President Obama. They are that mind-numbingly stupid.
Well, of course you are. Me and you both listen to the audio that comes out of Right Wing Watch.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yes.
I mean,
I told you. I listened to it.
This is a normal thing for them. You know?
Well, see, this is what I guess they kind of have amnesia when it comes to history. When they tried that against President Bill Clinton, and I remember that because back in the 90s, I stayed glued to the TV like a hawk, wondering, are they really actually going to try and impeach President Clinton over a blowjob? Seriously? And, thank God, we had some common sense in the Senate. And I'm glad it came around to bite him in the midterms in 98. So I'm a little conflicted on this because part of me is like, okay, T freaks, go ahead and impeach him. Because all you're going to do is you're going to hand us the House and hopefully give us more numbers to work with in the Senate. And whoever runs on our side, whether it be Hillary or whoever, they'll be able to get their agenda, through whatever they want to do. And hopefully we can get more people on the Supreme Court. But then another part of me is like, do we really want to go through this? Because this will be 2 Democratic presidents in a row they have tried to impeach. What kind of precedent is that going to set? I mean, is every Democratic president from now on going to have to worry about, if I don't do what the Republicans like, am I going to get impeached over something? I mean, this is some serious food for thought here.
Well, okay. Here's the thing. No, they don't have amnesia. They have a tragic disease that I prefer to call derpies. They're stupid. And unfortunately, you can't cure stupid. They think they live in a magical world where even let's give them this. Let's say they file articles and they get an impeachment. They think that's going to magically roll back the past 2 federal presidential elections. We're going to have a President McCain and then a President Romney. And then they'll be able to put all liberals in concentration camps and send us to the gas chambers and boom, problem solved. When the reality is, we're just going to end up with a President Joe Biden. We're just going to drive them even crazier. So that's what's going on.
Pull his punches.
Huh?
Biden won't pull his punches.
Exactly.
I don't know about you guys, but I would love to hear President Joe Biden just swearing.
I mean, again.
I just had a thought in my head because we all know Joe Biden. He don't play.
No.
You go out to Joe. You better have your A game on because Joe gonna stick it to you where the show don't sign. I just had a flash of John Boehner trying to stick something on Joe and Joe getting the balls to go on Rush and hitting them back. I don't think these folks realize what they're getting into if they go down this road.
Yeah, now I got this image in my head of Joe and John Boehner going to a golf game, and then Boehner, Biden just going at him with the golf club.
I totally see that happening.
Swing for the fences. Wait, that's a baseball reference.
Yeah, that's fine.
Swing? Wait till you don't want me to swing.
But
the price is wrong, motherfucker.
All right. So let's get to this. So Tom DeLay. Now remember this. Tom DeLay would be in jail were it not for a corrupt Texas judge who said, "Yep, the liberals persecuted him because he's a conservative, not because there's any, when there was evidence this motherfucker was corrupt as shit. But because he's got friends in high places, he got out of jail. And again, I'm not a fan of Cantor, but he was the last non-Christian member of the GOP. That's it. They're now officially a white Christian party. Not just that, they're a Christian supremacist party, a white supremacist party. And here's Tom DeLay talking about how it's a gift from God.
They use the courts most of the time and invoke the First Amendment to keep religion out of politics. and we don't stand up and fight. We don't stand up for our values. They may come after you for prayer in schools. What do we do about it? We take prayer schools out rather than fight them over it. And 10 Commandments out of the courthouse. Those kinds of seemingly really not important issues, but have an impact, certainly an impact for the progressives as they go forward to get God out of the public square. It is turning around. The American people and Christians and Jews of faith and people of faith are standing up now, and they're saying no more. Enough's enough. We're going to fight for what we believe in. We're going to fight for our Judeo-Christian values, and we're not going to take it anymore. And that's creating even more friction amongst the two worldviews. But it's a fight that we need to have, and we need to defeat those that want to get God out of the square. And it's happening. It happened last night with the Brat Cantor race.
So he's just saying basically that Brat is a theo-fascist. He's a guy who feels that if you don't goose step to his particular beat, you are an enemy to be eliminated. And if you think that these fuckers won't turn violent, you obviously haven't been watching the news the past 5-6 years, because these people are stupid and they're violent and they're armed, which is a horrible combination. Here's I'm sorry. Go on, Cordell.
I was going to say, I get so sick of liberal talk show hosts cowering when we try to point that out to them on the air. I've been saying this for the last couple of weeks. We need to call the Tea Party for what they are. They're a bunch of domestic terrorists. Now, if anybody who looks like me, who is black, arms themselves with an AR-15, goes out and starts mass shooting people, how much you want to bet the NRA would be the first group of people calling for, we need to get gun control laws on the books because we don't want these quote-unquote black thugs armed with guns. No, because these folks are, and I'm not going off on any of y'all, I'm just expressing how I feel here about the situation.
Well,
but
yeah,
because these folks, because these folks are white and Christian, every last one of those bastards gets a pass, while the rest of us has to live our lives of fear, wondering, if we're going to have to take a bullet because they love their guns more than they value people's lives. I'm sick of it. I'm sorry.
Well, yeah, I mean, a lot of the reason why my conservative friends just can't seem to stand me when I talk politics is because I am what they fear most, a smart liberal with spine and balls. And they're terrified of me because they know they can't nail me down. I'm too good for them.
And here's something else that irks me. This is why I can't have a conversation with very many conservatives. They want me to forget the last what happened during the last presidency, and I can't, because the biggest terrorist attack in the history of this country happened on Bush's watch. We're in Iraq today because of George W. Bush and his failure to pay attention when he could have taken steps to prevent it. We're in Afghanistan today because of an agreement he made with the leaders there. And now all of a sudden they're trying to lay all of this at President Obama's feet when he didn't get into Congress till 2006? Are you freaking kidding me?
Yeah. All right, so here's cut 2.
Give me your take on all of this. How does this happen?
Well, I got to tell you, I'm not trying to be arrogant or a know-it-all, but this is what I've been calling for well over a year now. Spiritual revival and a revolution for the Constitution, and I saw this as a manifestation of that. As I travel around the country, what I hear from people, particularly Christians, is that they want to bring God back into the public arena. They want a revolution for the Constitution. They want constitutional government. And they have a huge thirst for leadership. They're just begging for leadership out there. And this race, if you evaluate it, let's take it one step at a time. Let's look at the 7th District of Virginia and kind of describe that district. It's very Republican. It's a very religious district. It really has strong Judeo-Christian values. They just got off a statewide election last year. And in that statewide election, pastors really came out like never before. They reached out to their constituents and their congregations. They spoke out about issues of the day. Shoot, you even had pastors running for office in Virginia. So the spiritual side had already been bubbling up, and a lot of Christians that had never been involved in elections before got involved in Virginia in the last year.
Again, I'm terrified of these people, and I don't understand how war, can just sit there and be like, this is great, we're going to win us a seat. It's like, no, I mean, again, if these people take power, there will be a massacre in America, and it will be people who dare not, who aren't Christian, who aren't white, who aren't conservative. People like me and you are probably going to end up in a gas chamber if these people take power, and that's something I honestly believe.
I also find it funny that they bring up the Constitution in regards to religion, but correct me if I'm wrong, doesn't it say in the Constitution or the Bill of Rights that people have the freedom of religion or the choice to not practice religion?
Well, not only that. Well, I was going to say not only that, but there is a separation of church and state for a reason. If this is the direction the Republican Party wants to go, then I'm just going to come right on out publicly and say, I support a constitutional amendment to start taxing churches and religious institutions. If you're going to have a say in the way this country is run, then you need to start paying taxes.
Amen.
And if any conservative is going to get upset, I'll get over it because I won't have to worry about dealing with you.
Praise the John.
But I mean, like I said, if I were someone like War, who is a smart person, a decent human being, I'd be looking at my part, be like, I asked him point blank. I said, War, is there any point at which you would finally say, this party is too crazy for me, and leave it? No answer.
The thing is, I do have a little hope because it's not happening at the frequency that it used to, but I do see people just could give it completely up on the Republican Party. They don't leave, in numbers like I saw them leave last year, but the fact that they are leaving does give me hope, and I'm going to give it maybe the next 2 election cycles. And, hopefully if it takes, them getting their butts kicked, this year and maybe in 16, maybe by the grace of God, the Republican Party can finally go the way of Wiz and, we can actually get some governing done. But I'm just being too much of an optimist tonight.
All right, well, let's get to this side because this works well with what we just played from Tom DeLay. And this is Louis Gohmert basically savaging Reverend Barry Lynn of Americans United for Separation of Church and State. Because Barry, and this is what I keep telling you, anyone who doesn't think like they do, like Louis Gohmert actually thinks, come on, that man's dumber than a sack of hammers. I'm sorry, that was horribly offensive. Yeah, to sacks of hammers. I don't know. He's dumber than a sack of shit. No,
that's offensive to sacks. That's why. Why do you think I call him? Why do you think I call him Goober all the time?
I call him Domert. All right, here's Louis Gohmert, and like I said, this is like the Spanish Inquisition here. Just listen to this.
I'm curious, in your Christian beliefs, do you believe in sharing the good news that will keep people from going to hell consistent?
And here's one question I have. How is this relevant to any business before Congress? It's not. It's not. Okay, back to the clip.
Consistent with the Christian beliefs?
Yeah, I wouldn't agree with your construction of what hell is like or why one gets there. But the broader question is, yes, I'm happy to. When I speak to...
Okay, so you don't believe somebody would go to hell if they do not believe Jesus is the way, the truth, the life?
I personally do not believe people go to hell because they don't believe in a specific set of ideas in Christianity.
No, not a set of ideas. Either you believe as a Christian that Jesus is the way, the truth, the life, or you don't. And there's nothing wrong in our country with that. There's no crime. There's no shame. It should never be a law against those beliefs because God gave us the chance to elect to either believe or disbelieve. And that's what we want to maintain is people's chance to elect yes or no, the chance that we were given. So do you believe?
Again, how is this relevant to any business before Congress? It isn't. He's just using his platform to go after someone who is his political enemy. And, I mean, this is the start. I mean, I'm telling you, I'm worried. I'm looking at America now, and I'm seeing a lot of conditions that were similar to Germany before the rise of Hitler. All it's going to take is a Reichstag-type incident. You know, people may think I'm crazy. I'm not crazy. You know, the economy's in the shitter because of the Republicans by design. You got people like Gomer using their positions in Congress to basically conduct an inquisition. I mean, it's crazy. Anyway, here's cut 2.
Congressman, what I believe is not necessarily what I think ought to justify the creation of public policy for everybody, for the 2,000 different religions that exist in this country, the 25 million non-believers. I've never been offended. I've never been afraid to share my belief. When I spoke recently at an American atheist conference, it was clear from the very beginning in the first sentence that I was a Christian minister. I was there to talk to them about the preservation of the Constitution. And in fact, I said, you know, we can debate the issue of the existence of God for another 2,000 years. I want to preserve the Constitution and its effect on all people, believers and not believers, in the next 5 years. That's what I talk about.
So the Christian belief, as you see it, is whatever you choose to think about Christ. Whether or not you believe those words, he said that nobody basically goes to heaven except through me.
We could have a very interesting discussion sometime, probably not in a congressional hearing.
Well, I was just trying to figure out when you say
scriptural
Christian
passages.
There's no judgmental. That's not my job. God judges people's heart, in my opinion. But just to try to figure out what we meant by Christian. So I appreciate your indulgence. Thank you.
I thank the gentleman.
I mean, like I said, these are completely irrelevant questions. It's just basically Louis Gohmert seeing someone who just, again, conservatives can't stand the idea of someone not thinking like them. It terrifies them. It makes them shit their pants in fear. I mean, they basically go Ted Nugent, you know, they shit and piss their pants. And I respect Reverend Barry Lynn, even though I disagree with him on matters of religion, because he gets it. Yeah, what you believe it shouldn't be the basis for public policy, because public policy is for everyone, not for Christians. You don't have the right to make people adhere to your religious beliefs, which is why you guys should be watching this Hobby Lobby case. Because I will tell you this, if the Supreme Court rules the way it's expected to, and rules in favor of Hobby Lobby, that's it, game over. We're a theocracy.
I'm expecting it. I mean, I'm expecting it to come down any time now, because we got 5 conservative activist judges on the Supreme Court. You know, they're slowly trying to take away, you know, our rights. You know, eventually they're going to fix it so that we aren't the United States of America. It's going to be like it is in that show Continuum. We're going to become the corporate Congress. You know, you're going to come out being born, you're going to be in debt, and then you're going to have to work for basically nothing just to pay your debt off. That's what they're actually trying. That kind of science fiction is going to be a reality if we don't get off our butts and go vote.
Pretty much. And always remember, there are more of us than there are of them. That's why they have to make all these, these bills that restrict voting. That's why they're frantically trying to justify these bills that require you to have an ID, because the people who tend to vote Democratic are also poor and unable to afford the ID. And of course, what they'll do is then they say, well, you have to have this one type of ID. And gun permits, which don't have pictures, qualify, but your student ID, which doesn't. Sorry, that's bad luck.
Strange how that works, isn't it?
Isn't it? And I asked someone, I said, who is a fan of these voter ID laws. I said, so how would you like it if I passed a bill mandating voter IDs, and I said student IDs count, but FOID cards and gun permits don't? That would be unconstitutional. You can't do that to me. Welcome to the hypocrisy club, motherfucker. Welcome.
That's okay. My student ID isn't worth anything anymore.
I still cannot. But if you had told me 20 years ago when I was in college that 20 years from now I would have to live in a world where a gun ID is a valid form of voting, but my regular ID isn't, that I would have to go jump through all kind of insane, hoops to get the right to vote, I probably would say, you need to be committed to an insane asylum, because that will never ever happen. And now that we're actually living it, I used to think that, when George Orwell wrote 1984, I used to joke, did he have like a vision of the future or something? And, people used to look at me like I was crazy. But now, years later, some of those same people that I used to comment that to, they say, you know what? I'm starting to wonder if George Orwell did have a vision of the future and put it in his book.
It's
the
possible.
future, Conan?
All right. So here's what we're going to do. Just so you guys know, apparently some people were worried about there not being music during our last break, and that's because that YouTube basically really limits our music options, because if it picks up something as being copyrighted, we can get in serious trouble. Basically, they would shut down the stream, and if that happened 3 times, we would get our rights terminated. So, because I only have so much artist-approved music, I'm not playing anything at the top. What I think we'll do from now on is we'll play the Green News Report in those slots. So this is going to be a regular music break coming up, and then when we come back, we'll talk. We got some hodgepodge. We got some stuff left over from last week we're going to go through. This is Mike Check Gray with me, Adam Hebert, Robert Poole, John Kendall, and Cordell Garrett.
You're listening to Mike Check Radio with Adam Hebert, Wes Cascaden, Rob Poole, and John Kendall.
Give me frogs, flies, locusts, anything but you. Compared to you, the other plagues were a joy.
Mike Check Radio with Adam Hebert on Liberal Justice Radio.
Okay, and I'm rolling for damage.
Welcome to the labyrinth of the world. It's a land of 3 letters, A, D, and D. Filling out your character sheet. You're keeping track of HPs and XPs. He's a role-playing master of apology to cancer. He's gonna kill you with his knife. He's a role-playing master of magic missile blaster. His armor class is -9. Bag of holding mine, flint and steel, iron rations and a bastard sword. Forget holiness is all about strength. No more charisma, but maybe your dexterity can save you now. He's a role-playing master for Apologies and Cancer. He's gonna kill you with his style. He's a role-playing master for Magic Missile Blaster. He's all my glasses minus nine.
Evil creeps across the realm. The Death Knight's powers in his helm. And monsters swarm from planes beyond. Prepare C versus one staff for one. And whosoever shall be caught without a shield by clerics rot must stand and fight the hounds of hell, or wander deep in dungeons fell.
He's a role-playing master from Apologies and Cancer. He's gonna kill you with his style. He's a role-playing master for Magic Missile Blaster. He's all my glasses minus nine. He's a role-playing master from Apologies and Cancer. He's gonna kill you with his style. He's a role-playing master for Magic Missile Blaster. He's all my glasses minus nine.
It's not your turn. It's your turn. I didn't even tell you what's in the room yet. Hold on a second.
Goodbye, Gary.
Hi, friends. This is Tom Hartman.
This is Stephanie Miller.
Hey, this is Hal Sparks.
I'm Brad Friedman. I approve of Nicole Sandler's RadioOrNot.com.
Radio or Not.
Radio or Not.
RadioOrNot.com.
RadioOrNot.com.
RadioOrNot.com. RadioOrNot.com.
Hi, this is Kenny Pick from Turn Up the Night. Here are some of the hijinks you can expect from my show. We just got done listening to several clips about the Romney fundraisers over the weekend, and I invented the murder finger. It's an offspring of the murder fist. It just happens to be the murder fist with the middle finger extended.
Well, I'm ahead of you because I've had a hate finger for many years.
Hate finger.
Hate finger. The man with the malcontent's touch. Yeah.
Turn Up the Night with Kenny Pick, streaming live every Tuesday and Friday from 7 to 10 p.m. Eastern at Radio or Not, Talk Radio 1, Progressive Blend Radio, and KennyPick.com.
You're listening to Mike Check Radio with Adam Hebert, Wes Kaskaden, Rob Poole, and John Kendall.
I am the most unpleasant, rude, ignorant, and all-round obnoxious arsehole that anyone could possibly have the misfortune to meet.
Mike Check Radio with Adam Hebert.
And we're back. Joining me as always, the Star Spangled Man with the Plan out of Baltimore, Maryland, Mr. Robert Poole. Mr. Robert Poole.
Yeah, maybe I should unmute my mic.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm still here.
All right, good. Also joining us, the King of Montana, John Kendall.
Yep. There we go.
And finally, the official Blah screenwriter of the Stephanie Miller Show, Mr. Cordell Garrett out of North Carolina.
Oh, I'm sorry. Cable was still putting his tongue in my mouth. Why don't you go back to the future there, buddy?
All right, so let's get through some of this stuff because, like I said, Rob always works incredibly hard. Probably
yeah, I wonder why.
Oh, are you saying Rob is our official Mountain Mike?
Well, here's the thing. You signed up for this.
Oh, I didn't.
Yes, you did. You're the guy who said I'll edit if you find it.
Boys, you're too cute and sexy to be fighting now. Come on now.
If you find it, they will come.
All right.
Giggity.
So let's get through some of this. Because I really want to talk about this. Kenny was going to send some audio, but we'll see. We'll talk about the Las Vegas shooting in a minute. But first, I want to get to this. I want you to listen to this. Okay. Here's some audio from Alan West. And of course, I have a love-hate relationship with Alan West because I hate him because he's a very dangerous person. But I also love him because he's basically a big boil on the ass of the Republican Party. And it's so easy to see him. You know, I want him on that wall, Rob. I need him on that wall.
You can't handle him on the wall.
So here's Alan West. Wow.
I think we put up with Obama long enough. Ever since he's been in the White House, he has lied. Every word out of his mouth is a lie. So what we should do is get rid of him. And how we should get rid of him was through the Ku Klux Klan. They ought to hang him on the
Richard, I don't want to hear that. I don't. That's. Sorry, Colonel West.
No, that's okay. I mean, we don't know if Richard may have been a plant to say that on your radio show. So then Media Matters, and we'll record it and say that Sandy Rios and Alan West are promoting the Ku Klux Klan.
That's true.
You know what?
That's true because he was very vague about his service, wasn't he?
Yeah. This is what they do. They're very smart like that. Look, this is what we have to look at. This is without a doubt is an impeachable offense because the President of the United States of America made a unilateral decision without consult with Congress, which he was supposed to have done by law. So once again, he sees himself above the law, and he provided aid and comfort to the enemy. He has aided and abetted the enemy.
All right, so he's basically saying, and this is the thing about, Armin, Timmy, all my conservative friends say the same shit. There's no racists in the Republican Party. They're all liberal plants that's put there to make us look bad. It's like in Clue. Where's my? There it is. It's like in Clue.
Are you trying to make me look stupid in front of the other guests?
You don't need any help from me, sir.
That's
You
right.
don't need help from us to look bad. You're a bunch of fucking lunatics.
Yeah, and especially when you can just turn to Google and type in Google Tea Party, racist images, you have an insane amount of articles to choose from. And when you point that out to them,
Cordell? Anyone?
Liberal, but I'll even go so far as to say liberal media took this. You're going to sit there and tell me that, they photoshopped Ariel as one of these people and these images. You're going to sit there and tell me that the president with a big old freaking bone through his head is Photoshop. You're going to sit there and tell me that the president dressed up as Joker is fake. You're going to sit there and tell me everything I've seen over the last 5 years has been Photoshopped? Really?
They would have you believe that. Yes, they would have you believe that. So the reason why I let off with that is because, oh my God, you got to hear this. All right, so you heard how crazy he was, right? He's that guy was a liberal plant. That's how smart they are. Then he turns around and accuses President Obama of being insane.
There again, you have this duality of mind of President Obama, and it really questions, his confidence and his sanity almost. And now the Time magazine has reported that, senior Taliban officials have said, you have opened the door for us to seek to kidnap not just American soldiers, but Americans, period, because we understand that you are willing to negotiate with us. We're a terrorist organization. We're not protected. They're not protected by Geneva Convention. They're not a state. They're not uniformed soldiers.
I mean, and I really want to. I hate Sandy Rios so much. Rob, you have no idea how much I want to say that one word that you will kill me for saying.
Hey, wait. Well, is Kenny listening? Because if so, I can just use the C word if you want.
I don't know if Kenny's listening, but we are on YouTube, and that may not be allowed. I've got to look into. You know what? I should have done more research into what is permissible on YouTube, shouldn't I?
I've heard people say the C word on it
you
before.
might have wanted to. Maybe you should have.
Okay, now you're giving them all kind of ideas now.
It would suck to get a strike just for somebody swearing.
Yeah. All right. So here we go. Here's another guy. Far right violence is a boogeyman.
To shift the resources away from the threat that's real to this theoretical problem is, I think, harmful to the safety of Americans and is more about a political agenda.
This is related to the Las Vegas shooting, where these teabaggers, and they were teabaggers, shot 2 cops in the head from behind, draped their bodies with the Gadsden flag, the Don't Tread on Me flag. So we know these are teabaggers. I mean, and of course, well, we'll talk about Alex Jones in a bit. But, I mean, it's not like the right wing has ever done anything violent, Rob. Abortion clinic bombings don't count as violence. You know, apparently,
what about blowing up? What about blowing up a courthouse there? I'm sure that doesn't count, right?
Well, that was clearly a liberal. Same thing. Timothy McVeigh was apparently a liberal. He said Republican things, but that was because he was a plant. All right, so you know what? I want to get to this because I want to whip out my. I want to whip out
your
my,
what?
Don't. Where's my Alex Jones audio? Okay.
7 to 9 at Planet of Virus.
Okay. If he had. Okay. Here
Adam
is Alex.
Fox, the final frontier.
Here is Alex Jones. He claimed. Okay, you got to hear this to believe it.
When right after the Bundy Ranch thing, you knew they'd pull something. I said they're going to pull a false flag, probably shooting cops. And I know I said that probably since Bundy Ranch thing 100 times. In the last couple of years, 300, 400, 500 times. You've all heard it ad nauseum. I'm sure you're sick of hearing it. We'll find the clips. We found some of them, but not the specific ones. Because if I was the globalist who are willing to stage all these other false flags, I would have black ops grab these people out of their houses to set up patsies because they fit a profile with their emails, get them in the back of a truck, march them into the Walmart, shoot them both in the head, have an inside job security guy in the Walmart turn the security camera off in that area. This is just one way to do it. I'm not saying this is how it was done. This is just one way to do it. And then you have people, I bet they were dressed up, whoever did it. That's the disguise. The Joker and a lady shoot the cops, then go in, shoot one more for good measure, and then right at the same time, 1 minute later, again, they don't even know why they're there. They get shot in the head. Or maybe they're drugged and you bring them in.
Isn't that kind of like O.J. Simpson writing If I Did It? We all know he was guilty. We all know he committed those murders. And we all know the teabagger. I mean, this is right. Okay. So one more clip, and then I'm going to do my Alex Jones impression.
Ooh, and guess what's on his Facebook page? So easy to set this up. Facebook that works with you-know-who so closely. Alex Jones, #1. Alan West, Representative Alan West. We'll do a document cam for TV viewers, and I'll show folks this. And then it continues on here with, Rand Paul, about Jared Miller. And this links through to him saying he lives in Vegas. 3%er Nation. Just Ronald Reagan. Ronald Reagan's fault, but the media is not picking up on that. The media is demonizing yours truly. So, 2 Ronald Reagans. Oh, George Washington. My gosh, it's all his fault now that 2 cops got shot.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, I give unto you my Alex Jones impression. Clearly, what happened is they were sprayed with chemtrails and MK Ultra agents. I thought I could do that.
Is
Does he shove
is
a
it
bottle
me?
brush? Does he shove a wire bottle brush down his throat before every show or something? I can't do it.
I was just gonna say, is it me or does Alex Jones kind of creep you out?
He's got that smoker's talk.
You know, and then obviously they hates that rabbit too.
I mean, if I was a casting director and I was looking for a creepy voice to play, to play my monster of the week for whatever episode I'm setting up, like, yeah, casting department, let's reach out to that Alex Jones fella. He's got the right voice for that. He'll scare anybody to sleep.
I mean, it's like it's like he's got the voice of Yosemite Sam and the brains of I don't know who's the stupidest Looney Tune out there.
One of Marvin the Martian's little bird things.
That's good.
Hold!
Because Mortimer is... Wait, is that his name? Big giant red guy.
Big giant red guy.
I know who you're talking about. Oh,
is it Mortimer?
I'm blanking on his name right now.
Anyway, because he's smart.
The guy who's all fur and just a pair of shoes, right?
Yeah, all he wants to do is just pet you and rub you and call you George.
It's kind of like what that dog wants you to do right now.
God, seriously, never get a beagle. That's my tip of the day, kids. Never get a beagle.
Okay.
Like, pet me.
Well, see, during the summer, we put her outside. And, let's see.
It just kind of reminds me of Fred when, on Steph's show, when Jim comes in and he's like, oh, pet me. I'm not leaving until you pet me.
All right. So, speaking of crazy conspiracy theories, here's one from Tony Perkins. And let me tell you, Tony Perkins is a crazy motherfucker. Yeah. Just listen to this.
From Todd. Todd says, with the ever-increasing lawlessness of the Obama administration, each act of lawlessness is becoming more bold and radical. I agree with that. Nothing is being done by Congress to end it. It would certainly seem that way. Are these acts testing grounds for a hostile government takeover by the current administration? Something to think about, he says. We may not have the 2016 presidential election if America does not act now. Well, Todd, good point.
Oh my God. So, you know what I love is, okay, President Obama's the thug dictator, not Ronald Reagan, who actually had a written plan for how to turn the United States into a dictatorship. It was called Rex 84. It was a step-by-step plan. First, the president signs this that says, the Constitution no longer works, folks. Have fun. And then it was basically, they round up everyone who dares say, hey, you can't do that, and execute them. And then Ronald Reagan is declared douchebag, grand high douchebag for life, I guess. It was an actual plan. It was an actual plan.
The big red guy is Gossamer, not Mortimer.
Oh, thank you.
I just looked it up.
But here's what's funny to me, fellas. They keep saying that the president is this dictator, but yet he does everything a president is supposed to do that is duly elected. And as I keep trying to tell these knucklehead conservatives every time I find them, has your rights to speak out been taken away? No. Has your favorite media arm of the Republican Party been shut down? No. Have all the radio signals been shut down? Because he does have the authority to take over those radio signals. Has they been shut down? No. So where's this dictator you all are crying about? Because I don't see it.
Because he doesn't exist.
What's worse than that, though? They can't I mean, come on. This is the same part. We're talking about the same people. They can't make up their mind. Is he a wuss, or is he a dictator? It can't be both.
Yeah, it's one or the other.
Ask Osama bin Laden. Ask Osama bin Laden that. I don't think Osama bin Laden would say he's a wuss.
No, I don't think he would.
Yeah. All right. Let's see what else we got. Here's another Tony Perkins. I don't know. You know what? I'm making such a decision. I want to play some Sarah Palin because would it shock you to believe?
No!
Would it shock you to believe that she thinks she's the victim of the war on women?
Oh, must you?
I must.
Yes,
I must.
you must, because you must. I listened to an 8-minute long interview between Hannity and Palin. If I can put up with that, the rest of you can suffer just as I suffered.
Adam, but before you do it, say 5 Hail Johnnies.
Okay.
Let me go find something to get drunk on.
The winning bell, the winning bell.
Yeah. I can't use that. That's Kenny's shtick.
Yeah, so I'm doing it for you.
All right.
Danger, like-minded people.
Let's go down the rabbit hole that is Sarah Palin's air quotes brain.
Let me move on to Hillary Clinton was on NBC, her chief propaganda network, and claimed that the 5 released Gitmo prisoners.
Hold on. It takes a lot of balls to say something like that when you're doing the same thing. When you're on okay, first of all, we've been over this before. MSNBC is not a liberal network. They may hire liberals, such as Rachel Maddow, but they also hire conservatives like Joe Dead Intern Scarborough. You know, Joe who had a dead intern found in his office. And miraculously, he never got charged with anything. Curious that must pay to have friends in high places. But, I mean, what an arrogant prick.
And Hannity has balls? That's news to me.
Apparently. All right, here we go.
The dream team of terrorists are not a threat to the U.S. I want to play this for you, get your reaction.
These 5 guys are not a threat to the United States. They are a threat to the safety and security of Afghanistan and Pakistan. It's up to those 2 countries to make the decision once and for all that these are threats to them. So I think we may be kind of, missing the bigger picture here. We want to get an American home. Whether they fell off the ship because they were drunk or they were pushed or they jumped, we try to rescue everybody.
Seriously? She doesn't think they're in danger? Our own assessment was 4 of the 5, 90% chance they go back in the battlefield. What's your
Okay, hold on. Yes, they're fighting us because we're in their country. And I'm sure Armin's writing this down so he could twist it. So he could twist and say, I'm a Taliban sympathizer, because we already know he accused me of being sympathetic to Al-Qaeda. Fucker.
He actually did? Really?
Yeah. I told him that dog won't hunt.
And now you understand why I blocked him. I couldn't deal with him. I know he's Kenny's friend.
Here's the thing. Okay. They're no threat to us if we complete the drawdown. They're only a threat to America because they don't want us in that country. And I'm not saying they're right. I think the Taliban are a bunch of thugs. I think the Taliban, but but as long as we're in Afghanistan, that gives them a reason to want to attack us. We weren't attacked on 9/11 by the Taliban. We were attacked by Al-Qaeda. They're 2 different organizations.
Well, that's the first problem there, because they don't quite get that. They don't get nuance.
And just a question, who is ISIS that they keep talking about now?
That's what I've been kind of wondering, because I've never heard of them
It's
an
Iraqi insurgent group. That's all I've heard. But let's get through this clip.
What's your reaction to that?
And it's probably the one thing that Barack Obama has said that's been accurate lately, and that is, he couldn't deny that, of course, there's possibility of they being a threat. And it's in their genes, it's in their DNA, these radical Muslims, these terrorists who would want to destroy America and our allies. They're not going to go back home and start playing tiddlywinks with the neighbor terrorists. No, they're out to do harm to America. The comments there, though, not as bad. Persons for, I believe it was the State Department the other day, actually calling these 5 animals gentlemen. What the heck is wrong with these people in D.C. in that bubble that is just so out of touch with reality?
Wow. My head.
I know, right?
But wait, there's more. Yeah, and you're going to play the other clip, right?
Yes, I'm going to play the other clip.
It gets worse.
Yes, I'm going to play the other clip. Have faith in me, Robert. As soon as I remember where it is. John's. Oh, there it is.
Unbelievable. All right, let me go to Hillary's book, which has made a lot of news this week. I'm going to fight it out with Carville and Lanny Davis later in the show. Wish you could join me for that. But she details the Obama campaign's request that Hillary go out and beat up on you. I want to play that for you.
The Obama campaign suspected that her nomination was a blatant attempt to scuttle their hope of welcoming the women who had vigorously supported me. They immediately issued a dismissive statement and reached out to me in the hopes I would follow suit. But I wouldn't. I was not going to attack Palin just for being a woman appealing for support from other women. I didn't think that made political sense, and it didn't feel right. So I said no, telling them there'd be plenty of time for criticism. A few hours later, the Obama campaign reversed itself and congratulated Governor Palin.
Your reaction, Governor?
Well, Team Obama has such disrespect for women. It's kind of cool to see proof there that they are the ones who took that first shot in the so-called war on women. It certainly wasn't the GOP. And then from there, of course, Obama's administration, the agenda that is trying to make women feel less than adequate so that they would be dependent upon big brother government to provide for them, trying to make women feel like they're just not worthy, not capable of taking care of themselves. That's the complete opposite of the planks in the Republican platform that believes in competition, regardless of gender, hard work, and reward for your work ethic.
All right, Governor. Great to see you. Thanks for being on with us tonight. By the way, not a bad...
Oh, my God.
Wow. Wow.
Seriously, Critter Palin, what spice did you take, and can you replicate me some?
Really, I want to know what she's on.
Bath sauce, maybe?
That would explain.
No, it's got to be something a little harder than
that. Trust me, for her, that would be hard.
According to the right, though, marijuana is the hardest thing you could ever do.
All right, we got to get going to break. We're already so we're gonna real quickly save the file and we'll do Green News Report later. What the hell? We'll be right back after this. Oh, that's right. We'll be right back after this on Mike Check Radio.
You're listening to Mike Check Radio with Adam Hebert, Wes Cascaden, Rob Poole, and John Kendall.
You know what? You've got spunk.
Well,
I hate spunk.
Mike Check Radio with Adam Hebert on Liberal Justice Radio.
Attention, people of Earth.
What's going on
Attention,
there?
people of Earth. Do not be alarmed. Stand by for an important message. Stand by for an important message.
And now, Mike Check Radio with Adam Hebert.
Oh, please let it be fantastic.
Of course.
Yes. It's rather good, isn't it?
Hey, I'm just enjoying the show. Inconceivable!
I can't take it anymore!
There's no need for that attitude.
Don't make me go to the larder and unseal a tin of whoop ass.
We came, we saw, we kicked its ass.
How freaking cool is that shit?
Great Scott!
I reject your reality and substitute my own.
Nice, right? I learned that one from you, guy. Bang it out.
We are going live. Yeah. Feel free to hang around for a while.
Oh, God, this makes me happy.
And now, you're listening to Adam Hebert, Wes Kaskaden, Rob Poole, and John Kendall.
Living proof that you don't have to be crazy to host this show, but it helps.
Yes, we are living proof that you don't have to be crazy to host a show, but it helps. And joining me, as always, again, Mr. Robert Poole out of Baltimore, Maryland.
Yeah, I'm still here.
You're breaking up.
I don't know.
Let me see here.
Sounds good to me.
Everyone's...
Yeah, he sounds good to me.
So it's me. I'll be back in a second. All right, that's a bit better.
Well, we'll see about that.
I can hear you. All right, so anyway, join me as always out of the great city of Baltimore, Maryland, Mr. Robert Poole, designated most useful co-host in Liberal Talk Radio.
Yeah, I'm still here.
Also joining us, John Kendall, the King of Montana.
Hail to the king. I'm a king, and I need Haley.
Also joining us, the official blah screenwriter of the Stephanie Miller Show, Cordell Garrett out of North Carolina.
Now 100% more shiny and red as the new Red Ranger.
And finally, the birthday boy, Kenny Pick, whose birthday is tomorrow.
Yeah, it is. And for my birthday, I'll ask Thor to send some baseball-sized hail to John.
Hey.
Oh,
hey.
Ouch.
I'll tell Loki to send some frost giants your way.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
Johnny 1, Kenny 0.
He said he needed hail.
You rain hell from the skies.
And another
Or worse
thing.
yet,
I'll
I'll send Galactus to your place, Kenny.
Uh-oh.
Excellent. Well, that
Not
place
cloud form Galactus, eating your planet Galactus.
that would be your planet as well.
No,
I'm on a whole different planet, buddy.
Oh, okay.
Really? I activate my magic card, bringing Adam back to reality.
Thank you. So, Kenny, I teased this last night, or was it today? It all runs together so much, but you know, well, everyone knows, I am a huge fan of Mystery Science Theater.
Yeah.
And you've recently joined the fandom as well. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So I went and I looked for an episode that premiered on your birthday, June 15th. And that episode, the one, and this was the only one that premiered on that day, was one of the legendary episodes. And that is The Pod People, which is up on Netflix for instant viewing if you're interested. And Dr. Forrester described it as being, having nothing to do with pods, nothing to do with people, and everything to do with hurting. So there you go.
Sounds like yeah, that's good.
So that's it. There you have it. That's your birthday episode. I recommend it. I've seen it before. But yeah, I just thought you might find that interesting. You know, like on Christmas, I watched Santa Claus and Santa Claus Conquers the Martians. You know, so I went and I found you a birthday episode. So there you go.
Yeah, excellent. Oh, and just so you know, I sent you the audio, but 3 times now I've gotten failure notices, and I'm sending it to your Gmail account. I don't know why it's not coming back.
Are you sure? Is it? Let me see.
It's the only email I have for you.
That's what I don't get. So how could it fail?
I don't know.
Because I'm in Gmail right now. So
Yep.
Curiouser and
That's
curiouser.
Okay. Roll
That's okay.
on. I'll keep trying to figure it out.
Okay. So I meant to play this last week because this is good. So of course the FCC just seems dead set on ending net neutrality. Mm-hmm. And John Oliver had a thing to say about that. Where did I put it? I know I had it in here. I'm sorry.
You sure you didn't play it last week?
I'm sure I didn't play it last week. I'm not going senile yet.
Okay.
I found it. I know I didn't play it last week. Because I remember Kenny played it, but I wanted to. So here is John Oliver. I want to point this out. Oh, well, I'll point this after. Here's cut 1.
Maybe it's because of their lack of competition that they get away with providing such shitty service. We pay more for our internet service than almost anybody else on Earth, and yet the download speeds we get lag behind Estonia. Estonia, a country where, from the looks of it, they still worry about Shrek attacks. Is it any wonder that in a massive recent customer satisfaction surveys, Comcast and Time Warner Cable came in dead last. And when you look at the companies that were scored better than them, people were basically saying, yes, Bank of America took my home. Yes, Taco Bell gave me diarrhea. And sure, GM tried to kill me. But Time Warner and Comcast are the worst. They are the worst. And I know the cable companies will say, oh, they support net neutrality protections, or they remain committed to the open internet, or just the tip. But let me remind you, they also say that they'll be at your house between 2 and 6 tomorrow afternoon. And does any part of you really expect them to fucking turn up? And yet, our government looks set to end net neutrality and let these companies run hog wild. And we're just going to let them. And you know why? It all comes back to this.
It seeks comment on ways to construe additional language in Section 706 and even suggests using Section 230B to broaden the scope of the Commission's usurped authority.
Let's get to cut 2.
Oh my God, how are you still so dull? And that's the problem. The cable companies have figured out the great truth of America. If you want to do something evil, put it inside something boring. Apple could put the entire text of Mein Kampf inside the iTunes user agreement, and you just go, agree. What? Agree. And that's why advocates should not be talking about protecting net neutrality. They shouldn't even use that phrase. They should call it preventing cable company fuckery. Because that is what it is. And it might actually compel people to want to do something. And the interesting thing here is there might actually be something you can still do.
The FCC will be taking public comment for 120 days.
That's right. The FCC are literally inviting internet comments at this address. And at this point, and I can't believe I'm about to do this, I would like to address the internet commenters out there directly. Good evening, monsters. This may be the moment you've spent your whole lives training for. You have been out there ferociously commenting on dance videos of adorable 3-year-olds, saying things like, every child could dance like this little loser after 1 week of practice. Or you've been polluting Frozen's Let It Go with comments like, Ice Castle would give her hypothermia and she'd dead in an hour. Or, and I know you've done this one, commenting on video on this show saying, fuck this arsehole anchor, go suck your president's dick, you're just friends with the terrorists. Now, I don't know what any of that means. But I don't think it's a compliment.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you played that last week.
I'm pretty sure I didn't.
I played
Maybe
it
it's just because-
last week.
Yeah, Kenny played it last week. We didn't. It was chaotic last
Quality.
week.
It's quality stuff.
Yeah. All right, last one.
But this is the moment you were made for, commenters. Like Ralph Macchio, you've been honing your skills, waxing cars and painting fences. Well, guess what? Now it's time to do some fucking karate. For once in your life, we need you to channel that anger, that badly spelled bile that you normally reserve for unforgivable attacks on actresses you seem to think have put on weight, or politicians that you disagree with, or photos of your ex-girlfriend getting on with her life, or non-white actors being cast as fictional characters. And I'm talking to you, Ron Paul fan 2016, and you, One Direction forever, and I'm talking to you, One Direction sucks balls. We need you to get out there and for once in your lives, focus your indiscriminate rage in a useful direction. Seize your moments, my lovely trolls. Turn on caps lock and fly, my pretties.
That was brilliant.
Oh
the best
my
part
God.
of
He
and the
had
best part of
too
it
much
is-
fun with that.
And the best part of it is, oh, did they fly?
Yes, they crashed the FCC servers. I mean,
No
it's
way.
pretty...
Seriously?
Yeah, they crashed the FCC servers. They could not get any more emails. And the sad thing is they know the average Americans are dead set against ending net neutrality. They're going to do it anyway because our government, I mean...
I've said this many, many times. Our government, our elected officials do not fear their constituents. They fear lobbyists.
And it should be the
This is,
opposite.
yeah.
That's one thing that I'm with the teabaggers on. The government should fear us. I just disagree with how we inspire that fear. I'm sorry, walking around with an AK-15, AK-47, that's not about fear. That's about intimidation. And people might say that's the same thing. I personally don't think so. It's about, but what I'm saying is, I mean, the thing is that we are functionally no longer a democracy. We're now an oligarchy. How do we change that? I don't know. I'm beginning to think we got to do, we got to burn it to the ground and start over at this rate. But I am a pessimist. Anyway, thoughts, commentary?
Well, I think
I'm with you about burning it down, but I'll give it to Kenny Pack.
No, I think it's a brilliant breakdown by John Oliver. I'm about reform. I'm not about tearing it all down to the bare bones. But I think you're right. I think politicians should they shouldn't fear us. They should fear our power at the ballot box. And one thing I'll say about what happened to poor old Eric Cantor is I think a lot of politicians are going to be afraid if they get sent to Washington, D.C. and don't do the job that their constituents demand. They're going to look for somebody better. And hopefully this works to get some good liberals and progressives elected instead of a lot of the blue dogs and the standard bearers that we're all kind of sick of.
Yeah. And it's like I said, Kenny. I said this. I tried to get War on today to talk about Eric Cantor. He didn't seem very interested. But if I were War, I'd be sweating bullets. I said that earlier. Because if the best they may win, they may keep the House and win the Senate, but the rest of America come 2016 and 2020 is going to look at these people and say, I can't trust these lunatics with power. I'm voting for the Democrat.
Mm-hmm.
Which is the same thing to do, of course. So there. Anyway, this is going to be tough because it's just about time for Asshole of the Week and graphic content with Kenny Pick. And I'm sure you have a special pick since it's your birthday. But let's just do Asshole of the Week. I'll make I know who mine is. So I spoiled it, didn't I? I should have played the spoiler alert. Anyway, Asshole of the Week.
Who is he? He's an asshole, sir. I know that. What's his name? Asshole. Major asshole. I knew it. I'm surrounded by assholes.
Were ye born an asshole?
Asshole?
Or did you work at it your whole life?
The leading asshole in the state.
Either way, it worked out fine. Cause you're an asshole tonight.
How many assholes we got on this ship anyhow?
I'm an asshole!
On Wiedersehen, asshole.
All right, Robert Poole, who do you have?
All right, my asshole of the week is my manager. I was supposed to be off tonight, and going in last night, I thought I was going to be off tonight too. And then again, I took a look at the schedule, and lo and behold, I have to work tonight. So yeah, my manager is an asshole, because she apparently is going out of town this week, and she was supposed to cover for me tonight, but she had to go out of town, and yeah, fuck her.
I sure hope she doesn't listen to this show.
I know, right? I was just
Adam. Adam,
yes,
nobody
I know.
listens
No one
to this show.
No one listens to this show. Well, Kenny does. Kenny's someone.
What was that?
Huh?
Were you guys saying something? Were you saying something?
Damn. Well, my Aunt Sue listens. All right. John Kendall, what do you got for us?
My asshole of the week is Peoria, Illinois Mayor Jim. Let me bring his last name up so I don't butcher it. Keep stalling. Jim Ardis.
That's a weird name.
He like I said, he's the mayor of Peoria, Illinois, and somebody on Twitter made a parody account with funny things like, tonight is a tequila and strippers kind of night. Well, he got all butthurt not knowing what parody is, so he sent his police friends over to the guy's place, and they ended up arresting his roommate for the marijuana. So yeah, that's great for abusive power there, Jim Ardis.
I'm with you on that. All right,
and now
Garrett.
the ACLU is on the case.
Very good.
Yes. Oh my God. You actually gave me the asshole of the week, because when you posted this story to my Facebook page, I actually had to read it like 3 times just to make sure this was not an onion piece. But apparently, I hope I can get through this with a straight face. There are a couple of huge fans of the card/anime madness series Yu-Gi-Oh! You all know I'm a huge fan of Yu-Gi-Oh! Yes. But these two knuckleheads, and they actually broke into a card shop and stole 320 Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards. And yes, the police did. The police did arrest these schmucks, and I'm like, okay, I love Yu-Gi-Oh! Like the next person, but honestly, I'm not going to break into a card shop, steal them, and risk having a felony on my record for the rest of the life. I mean, I could just see the cons in jail. I'm in here for stabbing a cop. What are you in here for? I stole some Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Insane. Use your imagination.
Maybe
So
the
don't-
store should have had a trap card set down.
I think they probably would have found a way around those trap cards too. So
All right.
the Yu-Gi-Oh criminals, you're my assholes of the week. I'm sorry.
Fair enough. All right, Kenny Pick, your turn.
Okay, and one word comes to mind with that story, Cordell. Priorities. That meme. It looks cool, but okay. So it's bad enough that they're bringing up this story and talking about it and trying to demonize the whole Slender Man thing. But Keith Abloh went on to say that if he cannot see how anybody could watch the Slender Man videos and not want to kill someone or stab someone. And he also went on to say that he, as a parent, would sue the creators if his child acted out violently because of the video series, or if his child was harmed by somebody who acted out based on the video series. So I want to remind people, assholes like Keith Abloh, that things like this have been tried in the past. There's a great documentary called Dream Deceivers please, everybody, you can watch this for free. It's the story behind it's a story behind a Judas Priest trying to get sued, or a family trying to sue the band Judas Priest for backmasking in their songs, because then they say that they caused one kid to kill himself and the other to blow his face off and have a sphincter for a mouth. So it's all about personal responsibility, Keith Abloh. You are a Republican, aren't you? It never works out well when people try and sue artists. So just bear that in mind. And that makes Keith Abloh my asshole of the week.
All right.
Sounds
Thank you very
like
much.
a bit of projection there.
All right.
On his behalf.
Indeed.
Yes.
Go Adam.
Well, I mean, okay. My asshole of the week is Adam Kokesh. I was going to talk about this sooner, but Gmail apparently was having a, would you say brain-related event is fair, Kenny?
Yeah. G and Gmail stand for Grampy.
But
get off my lawn, you sons of bitches.
He was trying to justify the actions. Kenny, which clip would you say is the best to get to the
Two.
All right. He's justifying their actions against the police. I mean, now can you now listen to this and imagine what conservatives would say if this had been a liberal.
If America had its shit together, when something bad happens, we'd blame the right people. But we don't, and we don't. And since this time, in the wake of the police shooting in Las Vegas, the guy who preaches universal nonviolence, yeah, right here, is being blamed. You're not going to get away with it this time, USA Today and SPLC. From USA Today, Las Vegas cop killing couple's message of hate. After storming a restaurant and killing 2 police officers, Jared and Amanda Miller placed a swastika and a "Don't Tread on Me" flag on the officers' bodies before going to Walmart and taking more lives. And of course, it was only when they were confronted by someone trying to stop them that they took someone else's life, but that's besides the point. Jared Miller and his wife Amanda loved supervillains. They walked about their Las Vegas apartment complex dressed as Batman villains, the Joker and his vampy sidekick Harley Quinn. Amanda Miller's Facebook profile photo shows the pair in their Joker costumes. Police say it was a window into the couple's troubled lives. Underneath their painted faces, they were a homicidal rage against authority. Yeah. Now, it couldn't possibly be that in America, authority has become a homicidal institution against freedom. Perhaps? No. That such rage would have to be totally misplaced and completely unfounded.
Oh, I don't think that was the right clip. Is that
No, I think, I mean, he's basically saying that they had every right to shoot those cops.
Mm-hmm. There was another one where he was saying if somebody goes around and stabs people just because they take a lunch break doesn't mean they're still not killers. So he said that the cops, even though they were on a lunch break, they still deserve to die because all cops in his eyes are murderers, is what he said.
Wow.
And this is what is making me so angry at the media, because as I said earlier, if the killers had been black, what do you think Fox and the right wing would be saying right now? They would be screaming for gun laws.
Yeah, I mean, come on, this is Fox.
It would call it a knockout game.
Yeah, I mean, come on. We've seen how Fox plays this game.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There'd be those two lonely Black Panther dudes out there. They're whatever.
They'd roll.
Oh, and Adam.
Yes.
Yeah, Adam. I forgot to mention too. Apparently the teabagger killer at one point. Well, he worked at a costume shop, so there's a reason why he always wore costumes. But at one point, he dressed up like Slender Man, and Elizabeth Hasselbeck said 3 attacks were linked to Slender Man. Now that's one of the only mentions on Fox News of the teabagger killer is they blamed Slender Man on that. They lumped that in with the teenage girl stabbings.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm speechless. Wow.
Yep. All right, we got to get the break. I'm sorry. I know it's kind of like, but anyway, Adam Kokesh, my asshole of the week. We'll be right back after this with you've got graphic content ready, right, Kenny?
Indeed.
All right, just making sure. We'll be right back after this with graphic content with Kenny Pick.
You're listening to Mike Check Radio with Adam Hebert, Wes Cascaden, Rob Poole, and John Kendall.
Living proof that you don't have to be crazy to host this show, but it helps.
Mike Check Radio with Adam Hebert on Liberal Justice Radio.
By that is he was born an old man.
Yeah, so it was kind of like Benjamin Button.
Turn Up the Night with Kenny Pick, streaming live every Tuesday and Friday from 7 to 10 p.m. Eastern at Radio or Not, Talk Radio 1, Progressive Blend Radio, and KennyPick.com. Are you living in a progressive talk void? If so, be sure to visit leftwingradiosstations.com. The state-by-state listing is a quick and easy way to find any left-wing talk radio station across America, from sea to shining sea. Your progressive talk nirvana is only a click away at leftwingradiosstations.com. Be sure to like Left Wing Radio Stations on Facebook and share it with your friends. leftwingradiosstations.com. United we stand.
You're listening to Mike Check Radio with Adam Hebert, Wes Kaskaden, Rob Poole, and John Kendall.
By the way, honey, when that mentally retarded Swedish husband of yours coming home anyhow?
Mike Check Radio with Adam Hebert on Liberal Justice Radio.
And we are back. I gotta know, Kenny, where did that come from?
I never thought you would play that bumper. A terrible movie. It's a book called. You can get the graphic novel collecting all 12 issues, which was published in from April 1985 to March 1986. It is called Crisis on Infinite Earths. All right, this is the magnum opus of all DC Comics crossovers. Okay. If anybody's familiar with DC Comics, the Crisis theme arose early in the Justice League of America when they established the multiverse. Sounding like Sheldon there. When they established the multiverse with the Justice Society of America hailing from Earth 2 and saying that the Justice League was from Earth 1. And over subsequent crises that would usually be a summer event in the Justice League books, they started establishing more and more Earths. Like Earth 3 was where the evil crime syndicate came from. Earth 4, Earth 5, Earth S, Earth X, all these different Earths. So in 1985, DC Comics decided that they didn't want to do dimension hopping anymore, and they created the comic Crisis on Infinite Earths, and no spoilers here because right on the cover it basically shows multiple Earths being destroyed and characters being made homeless and hopping to the mainstream DC universe, trying to seek help to save their planet or just because they have nowhere else to go. And it basically is one of the most badass, beautifully illustrated books ever. It was written by Marv Wolfman, penciled by George Perez. If anybody doesn't know who George Perez is, you need to, because this guy, he loves drawing tons of characters. I mean, he had brilliant runs on Wonder Woman, the Teen Titans. Over at Marvel, he worked for the Avengers back in the 70s, and a really great run in the early 2000s, or maybe late 90s, early 2000s. And he's just been doing tons of stuff, but it's really great. If you like the idea of parallel universes and alternate versions of Superman and Batman and whatever characters out there, and really weird, like, heart-wrenching moments in it. Like, there's one moment where the Earths are starting to merge, and people are starting to see into the other dimensions. And there's an old couple, and they see their daughter who's dead in their dimension but alive in another one. So lots of really weird things like that. And time starts to come unraveled in this too, and it's just a really fun book, and I highly recommend it to anybody. Crisis on Infinite Earths by Marv Wolfman and George Perez.
All right, thank you, Kenny. All right,
you're welcome.
I forgot. I was looking at the one from last week. Kingdom Come. So I may.
Oh yeah.
I may get a copy. Who knows?
That's
but anyway,
good stuff.
so. Yeah. So, I don't know if everyone's been keeping up, but Cosmos ended last week, and
I'm sad.
I know. I mean,
well, just the first, right? Just the first season, right?
I haven't heard any.
We don't know.
You know what would be awesome if Neil deGrasse Tyson couldn't do his second season? I think they should get Bill Nye.
Sure.
That would totally rock.
I would watch that. Get the science guy back in. But no, what I liked most was Neil deGrasse Tyson wasn't afraid to butt heads with, like, the creationists, the climate change deniers, stuff like that. He laid it all out with scientific facts, clear as crystal. They stole physically. I don't have to do all that, but I mean, I love Neil deGrasse Tyson. I wish I could be half the man he was. I mean, I probably I think like a fifth, a tenth of the man he is.
I just want to be half his mustache.
And he's such great eye candy. Oh God. Somebody fan me. Woo!
He's swooning.
Are you getting the vapors?
Do we need to get a fainting couch?
I'm past getting the vipers when it comes to Neil deGrasse Tyson. Ooh.
We'll have you shipped a Lindsay Beauregard Graham style fainting couch.
Yes.
All right now, don't mess with my Shades Lounge.
So I was wondering what you guys if you only saw 1 or 2 episodes of the whole thing, what you guys thought of the series as a whole. Because what I liked most about it was it pissed off all the right people, and that's okay in my book.
Because they definitely deserve to be pissed off.
I'll tell you what my favorite part was. We all know there was it aired on 2 different networks, Fox and Nat Geo. In the beginning, Fox started editing certain parts that they didn't agree with, and then when people started calling them out on it, I haven't heard anything else regarding them editing any future episodes, because I guess they figured,
can it be both? Get the real presentation of space, I believe, was titled Universe, real science about the universe and not focus on destruction of Earth. So he's not even denying its destruction. He's just mad because it's pointing out what we're doing. Here's
wait, those were actual reviews?
This is an actual let me see here. There was one where I guess someone deleted it, but there was one where it's a typical liberal stuff. It's like, I mean,
I'm reading one right now.
Oh my God. If I didn't hear you all say that with my own ears.
Oh, wait, here's one. Should have been titled Global Warming, You're Ruining the Earth. Disappointing, Dr. deGrasse Tyson, otherwise a brilliant, charismatic science popularizer in the vein of Carl Sagan, has steered this into a treatise on the liberal anti-capitalism straight from the 1960s pseudoscience of global warming at every conceivable opportunity.
Wow.
Can I read one real quick, Adam?
Yes, please.
This is 1-star review from my kid's mom, Alora's mom, from Princeton, Texas. Texas, get out of here. It says, fictional fluff with great special effects is the title. It says, best look to the Bible to get a much more accurate base to believe in the cosmos. This leaves you like a good... Listen to this. This leaves you like a good sick fi movie, mesmerized and wondering how
the elect, the people who get into heaven, and if you don't, we're going to kill you. I mean, that was basically what Calvinism was, and of course, but anyway, I just, like I said, pissing off all the right people. I love that. And I mean, I would love it if there was another season. I've heard rumors. I've heard it's done extremely well. I just haven't heard, anything official. What's so funny? Did you go in the comment section?
I'm reading some of the comments to this woman. Listen, Mick says, you want fictional fluff? Then the Bible is a perfect read. I'm surprised a simple-minded fool like you can even use a computer. This is a great...
Oh my
God! Shots fired! Shots fired!
It goes on and on and on.
Oh my God. 1033 officer needs assistance. Lord help me.
You would think you would learn, Kenny. I mean, after all, there is no bigger hive of scum and villainy. Which reminds me, apparently there was an accident on the set of Star Wars. Harrison Ford is very brittle indeed. Apparently
Don't even bring up the prequel when whatever. I watched that one and I died.
I hung my head in shame when I saw that there was a prequel, and that was it.
Yeah.
Yeah, how do you do a
I watched
prequel
it.
to a movie like that?
Yikes. I mean, it wouldn't be, I don't know, I'm not a screenwriter. Maybe I can get Cordell in on this, but like you could do it, but you can't do it to something as popular as Dumb and Dumber was when it came out. See, now I know I said something wrong because Cordell's laughing.
I mean, it was no Son of Mask, I can tell you that.
Oh my God! Don't even get me on that.
Bring it up, please.
Good Lord, Jamie Kennedy, son of a
2
gun.
hours of my life I could never get back again.
I'm with you there, brother. I wasted a free movie rental on that shit.
Yeah, you could have rented Deathbed. Had some fun.
I asked my cousin, I tortured my cousins like, why did you bring me over here to watch that? That was horrible. I could probably write a better movie than that. Foreshadowing.
I think that's set the bar awfully low, Cordell.
But no, I mean, here's the thing. If I want to watch a bad movie, I'll watch a bad movie.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like it when a movie is bad. You know, like, okay. There are some movies I'd love to watch that are bad.
M. Night Shyamalan, or however you pronounce his last name.
Shamalama Ding Dong.
Yeah, but that's the bad movies.
No, like, okay, Street Fighter is one of my favorite bad movies of all time. Come on. Come on.
It
Okay.
killed Raul Julia. How can you say that you
I know.
enjoyed that movie,
It's
Adam?
the movie that killed Raul Julia. But
I saw that. I saw that last weekend, and I was like, "Wait a minute, Wes Sudi plays Sagat? I mean, he was hot, but dang, Wes, come on, man!"
Well, it's like
I just saw that they recently released a new Street Fighter movie, and it looks awful.
Well, yeah.
Like after Chun-Li.
I mean, because you and me, remember when we first met, we tried to riff on G.I. Joe. That was fun, by the way. Good times. But anyway, Rob has to go to work because of his dick boss. So, Rob, we're going to give you... is everyone good to stay for a little longer? Or is that imposing? Or
Sure.
5 or 10 minutes.
I can stay.
Okay. Because we had some... Kenny, I don't know if I told you my computer had a brain-related event. I had to restore it. So
show must go on. What's Rob got on the way out?
Rob, parting shot, sir.
Yeah. So I'm in agreement with some of the liberal guys out there that are commenting about these assholes that got us into Iraq and think that we should go back. Yeah, that's a bad idea. And if you get a chance to, there's a great article from Fareed Zakaba about, basically what's going on in Iraq right now. So maybe you should take a look at it. And that's it.
All right, Rob.
Peace out.
Have a nice night at work. We'll talk to you later.
All right. See you later.
See you, Rob.
Adios.
Bye, Rob.
Vaya con Dios.
Let me see here. Remove person. There we go. Okay. So anyway, so I've also been thinking about this for a while now. Since we talk about Cosmos, I want my audience, which currently consists of 3 people.
Wah, wah, wah.
Wah, wah.
Whoa, bam!
I have been kicking around the idea of a weekly science news and review show. And I was just wondering if anyone might have thoughts about such a project. Because I've got time.
Lord, does Adam have time?
I think it sounds like a fun idea.
Yeah, I mean, I will say I would feel kind of bad like I was monopolizing the schedule, but then I realized, no, Kenny's got 6 hours of radio. I could do an extra hour. I'll be okay. But, I mean, it's just, especially with Cosmos, bringing about, I mean, we'll see how much effect Cosmos actually had, but, I mean, there's been a lot of interest in science and whatnot lately, and I like
yeah,
science.
I mean,
or it could have got swallowed by Stargate.
Yeah. Yes, Kenny, you were saying so.
Multiple Earths. I like the idea about you doing the show, but I have an idea. Why don't you do pre-recorded? That way you could maximize your information in it, and you could potentially book guests that don't have a flexible schedule.
Yeah.
You thought about that?
Yeah, I didn't think about that because I mean, I'm used to doing live.
Yeah, I just think something like this that you've got such passion about. Not that you don't have passion about this, but this is a completely kind of different animal. Because it's lots of opinions and stuff. You doing fact-based stuff. It could be a lot of fun to really just jam pack that hour and just streamline it, make sure it and then you can just set it up as a podcast, no video required, and you set it up as a scheduled show when you want to run it as a podcast on the network, and work that out with Kim and everything, and go from there.
Yeah,
that way you could probably produce ahead of time a few episodes. And and it's not going to be that dated if it's you're talking about science stuff. I mean, that people aren't talking about in the mainstream media. So there you go.
And I would also say it might help make this show a bit less, because like that last hour is always hard because we're going from hard politics to slightly less hard politics to nerd stuff, and. I think that if we shifted some of that science stuff towards a different program, we could spread stuff out more and have, because like I said, the last hour is always just so breakneck. It's like I'm always where I'm going to get whiplash.
Get it neck braced.
But I mean, I will definitely think about it, and we can, like I said, I'll talk to Kim. I mean, right now, it's just I've been thinking about it. I figured I'd get the green light no matter what. And of course, I could be wrong. You never, but I'm interested, and I've got the time.
The getting the green light is, if you have something in the can, getting the green light is going to be easier that way instead of just saying, hey, I'm going to do this extra show and it'll be live. You actually have something somebody can listen to.
Yeah,
there you have it.
Yeah.
You could run it. You could even run it right after your show, your 3-hour show on Saturdays if you wanted, probably.
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking using it as maybe as a placeholder while Jacob's gone on hiatus, and then shifting it to one of our days that we don't have coverage on. I mean, I could run it right after the show too, but I'm just thinking hopefully Jacob comes back soon, but the way he was talking, I didn't get the idea, the feeling he was
sound like it.
So I'm just thinking, like I said, I've got time to spare until I find a job. I don't mind doing this, and I think Wes,
and that's the thing too. If you have time to do it now, even when you get a job. Making a podcast will be even more flexible.
Yeah, like I said, I'm thinking. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Like I said, I do know also that Wes wants to be more involved. It's just work keeps him out. So I don't know. Yeah. We may, the thing is that I probably wouldn't commit to this until I knew if we were moving to a different day.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway. So I just think it's kind of fun. You can, like I said, you rotate out who your co-hosts are on availability. Just do like you and one other person, and streamline it, and boom, you've got yourself a heck of a product.
Yeah. All right, so I know we said we try to get like 10 minutes, but we're gonna wrap up because I would like to try and get some, because I know, Kenny, you're going to be off tomorrow because it's your birthday. So,
yes.
Get some fun chit-chat in. But anyway, we will be back next weekend. And like I said, we'll keep everyone posted. please keep my grandmother in your thoughts and prayers. It looks like she's doing better, but you never know, with it, especially at her age. So, mom just left yesterday to go to help take care of her. So to get her through this. I mean, she's in good shape, but Anyway, we'll be back next week. Thank you everyone for listening. Bye.
Time for go to bed. Aye, it is late. Shall we retire?
Goodbye, my friends. Goodbye to you all. I'll never forget you. Live in peace.
Goodbye, all. Stay happy and good luck.
On our way to great